What's up, my boomers? It's me, Melanie Mac, here on my new channel, Melanie Mac Go Boom. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today on this Saturday. As the day I'm filming this, I'm feeling good today. Let's go. Okay, well, today I want to talk about Hollywood interpretations of video games because you know they suck for the most part. And what's going on right now with The Last of Us. They just are straight up admitting at this point, which I already made a video about this with Halo. They just admit now, oh yeah, we don't look at the source material because we don't give a crap. This has always been the case for the most part, depending on the franchise. But now they're just not even ashamed to say it now. So, I'm going to go over like this tweet I made, but first I need to just read this article and such and all that. So, this tweet says, Pedro Pascal says he deliberately didn't experience too much of The Last of Us on PlayStation because he didn't want to imitate the video game version of Joel on screen. I'll go into my tweet and some of the comments there here in a moment. But first, let me go ahead and read this. He didn't want to imitate too much. Okay. Yeah, let's not do research on the source material of the character you're portraying. Wouldn't want it to be too accurate now, would ya? Pedro Pascal has revealed that he deliberately didn't experience too much of The Last of Us game in case it affected his preparation for the upcoming TV adaptation. The Mandalorian actor who will play Joel in the small screen adaptation of Naughty Dog's critically acclaimed game series told GQ that he was wary of his performance turning into an imitation of the video game version of Joel, a character portrayed by Troy Baker. Explaining that he didn't have enough skill to play the game, Pascal, you can't watch Let's Plays or our cutscenes or anything of that nature, Not like there aren't a million Let's Plays on YouTube or even walkthroughs without commentary over it. Not like you can't experience the game. Just saying. Pascal says he watched his nephew playing it instead. Okay, so he watched a little bit of it looks like. I watched for as long as I was able to that day. All right, you probably watched for like 5 minutes. And then I had to leave Florida, he recalled. I found Joel so impressive. I found the whole of it such a visually impressive experience. And then I got worried that I would want to imitate too much. Which I think could be right in some circumstances and then a mistake in others. Okay, so you don't possess the talent of putting your own fresh spin on something. All right. Is that what you're saying? So I wanted to create a healthy distance and for that to be more in the hands of Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann. Pascal also hinted that the show may not follow the exact plot of the game, saying, there's a very, very creative way of honoring what's important and also preserving what is iconic to the experience of the video game, and also to include things that you wouldn't necessarily expect. All right. And then directions that you would expect it to go, and it might not. They're doing some really smart things, is all I can say. Yeah, it's not like you think they're doing really smart things. You don't even know the source material, so you don't know what they're improving on and what they're changing and improving on. You don't even know what they're changing, my guy. You're just bullcrapping us at this point, okay? Now, I really like Pedro as the Mandalorian, so yeah. But beyond that... Nah, I'm good, dude. I'm good. Last I checked, he was being a Kid Diddler sympathizer on Twitter, and I was over it from that point. Now, that said, I'm not gonna go into all that. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about. That was all regarding the whole Rittenhouse case and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, that was just a giant facepalm moment. His tweet Yeah, that's another discussion. Anyway, so I made this tweet. Now, this was not long after I woke up, and it's a little incoherent, but this is what I was saying. The current Hollywood trend is blatantly confessing they don't care about the games they are interpreting, which was never not the case. They're just admitting it now. In a world of Hollywood, Halo, and The Last of Us, be a Sonic the Hedgehog. Which is exactly how I feel. Sonic the Hedgehog actually listened to fans, and, they're doing well for it. In some of the comments says, yeah, I noped Halo after the first episode. Can't believe Sonic is the thing they got right. How can you possibly sign up to play a character, then say that you didn't want to impersonate the character? I think Pedro needs to learn what acting is. Exactly. That is so freaking on point. Like, at best, when you make this statement, you're pretty much saying what he's doing here is saying, yeah, I was too lazy to really scour the source material and honestly don't give enough of a crap to try to portray an accurate version of the character. But he's either saying that or he's saying, oh, I don't have the talent as an actor to see a performance and not mimic it exactly without putting my own spin on it. I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. Dissonant says most are pitiful, disrespectful imitations of stories we know and love from games from a largely creative, bankrupt industry. Well, at least a significant section of its complete crap. Pity, with proper handling, some of the incredible game stories / worlds could shine on screen. Now, I will say when it comes to video game adaptations in movies or TV shows and things of that nature, I'm not opposed to new type stuff. Now, when it comes to The Last of Us, you can't really make your own new adventure with that. You do have to stick to the source story for the most part. But if you're looking at something like Tomb Raider or Sonic the Hedgehog, things with adventures, repeated adventures going on, you can create new stories and new adventures for those type of properties. That said, I don't think that we even need this. I don't think a Last of Us TV series is even necessary. I mean, they still could make it work, especially if they adapted it more accurate to the first game, because, don't even get me started on the second one. But yeah, if you want to have creative freedom and all that, probably best to stick to franchises where you can make your own new stories with them. But even so, you still got to keep the heart of it. We'll see what they do. But I'm going to try to find some of the comments that actually attempted to justify this, because, the reachers will be reachers. He doesn't want his portrayal to be overly influenced by another actor. His portrayal needs to stand on its own merit and not be a cheap imitation of someone else's. The onus is on the writers to make sure the character is written faithfully to the source material, in which I replied, big disagree. Actors should be attempting character accuracy, and it takes a heck of a lot more than a script to deliver that. To which someone else replied, he said he experienced the first hour or so. No, he said as much as I could, which probably wasn't anything. And he enjoyed Baker's performance so much that he didn't want to risk his own simply being an imitation. That's a good call for an actor, because that could be flat. He has Mazin / Druckmann to take him the rest of the way. Lol, nah. That's a lame excuse. A talented actor should be immersing themselves fully in the character's background and are completely capable of still adding their own spin. Lame excuse and way of admitting he doesn't care about the fan base. Sorry, Pedro Pascal is an exceptionally talented actor who knows better than some random girl on Twitter to best prepare for a role. Lol. Okay, we'll see about that. Yeah, ha ha ha, says the nobody on Twitter. There's a reason why better actors do character studies. Right freaking on, dude. Look at Henry Cavill, dude. This guy knows his stuff. The dude was so the biggest Witcher fan, and he still delivered his own spin on Geralt. And I mean, you can't argue with Henry Cavill being an exceptional actor. So miss me with this. Oh, he knows how to prepare for a role. You mean by not preparing at all? Okay. All right. Hold on. I'm gonna work on an essay on Dante's Inferno, but I'm not gonna read the material. Wouldn't want to be too influenced by the source. Lazy, or don't give a crap. That's just where we're at. So anyway, this is Hollywood, and there are still people trying to justify it because, of course. All right, let me go ahead and go into some comments from recent videos. Mike PC says, this just goes to show how afraid these people are of everything being an even playing field. That's exactly what people who are against or who are for censorship on the internet, they don't want an even playing field. They want an echo chamber, partially because with a lot of things they say is just a cult mentality and they freaking know it and they don't care about facts. So when you see people actually presenting good arguments, they want to shut that down. All right, Audie says, if I was a Christian, I would say you're doing God's work. Thank you so much. X Daishi says, I found your channel. The moment you said wokies, I liked and subscribed. Loved the opinions and the video. Wink. Thank you so much, Daishi. Dude, I had more comments than this. Why is that all that's showing up? Oh, here we go. Hi, Melanie. I've always had problems with standing up for myself over the years, and it has become all-consuming, especially being a white male, which seems to be a 4-letter word these days. But after watching your videos, I have been building up my own self-esteem and make my opinions more known. And when someone ticks me off, I now give them an earful. Thanks, Melanie. You rock. And you get a 5-star rating. Thank you, Jeff. It's important, and this is one thing I learned in my life because, quite frankly, I am naturally a more submissive person. I do not like being assertive. It is not in my nature to do so, and I don't like it. But you better bet I learned how to do it, and I don't put up with crap anymore. Like, I am not the type that's going to cause issues. I'm not the type that's looking for a fight or anything of that nature. However, one of the best things I've ever done in my life is to quit putting up with people's bullcrap. I don't care if it's somebody you love and care about or somebody you just met 5 minutes ago. Do not put up with people's bullcrap. Just don't. I don't care what the social climate is like. I saw Gina Carano shared this Instagram story, and it said, live life like you've already been canceled. And I'm telling you, my quality of life has been infinitely better ever since. So if it doesn't come natural for you, or you're uncomfortable with standing up for yourself or making your opinions known or being more assertive, you got to do what you got to do, because nobody's going to look out for you but yourself, and people will walk all over you when they know they can. So is it fun to have to call people out on their bullcrap? No, I particularly do not enjoy it. I enjoy the most when I can be around people where I can just kind of rest in my feminine energy and not have to be that guy. But you know what? I don't care anymore. Don't care. Most people I can't be like that with, and that's just fine. I will live my life this way because I am a happier person when I don't put up with people's bullcrap. So I would strongly suggest everybody else, freaking, if you haven't, if it doesn't come natural to have a backbone like with me, you can build one. And this might sound crazy, and I mentioned this in another video, but, you know, I also used to be like vegetarian, vegan, or some variation of that, or at least mostly that. And ever since I've moved over to a carnivore diet, I have become more of an assertive person. People think it's crazy, but the things we put in our bodies will affect us in every level, physically and mentally and emotionally, all of that. And there's just something about eating a meat-based diet and eating in such a primal way that has made me a more assertive person. I live life like a lioness now. I'm not a sheep anymore. All right, Max says woke politics are dying, and if Twitter refuses to sell themselves to Elon, the site will die along with Facebook and Instagram. The sites are not fun anymore. They're just about politics and famous users. I remember a time when social media was about interacting with people you knew in real life. That's gone now. And you know what? I do 1,000% agree. Woke politics are dying and people are sick of it, and you love to see it. I am just so happy about that. However, I will say we are seeing a bit of an uprising of a little bit of an extreme on the other side. So me being somebody who is more so in the middle-ish, I just like freedom, man. I like to live and let live. I probably will be standing up against that extreme other side when they overstep their boundaries, because that's the thing, is it's just like a pendulum, dude. When one side gets too much power, they become very tyrant-like. And it doesn't even matter which side of the extreme. They just do. So I will be standing against that when it gets out of hand, regardless of what side. But the woke side has just, got a little bit too big for their britches. That's why I make the content I do. That is very against that. All right, Dan says blue check marks mad. Please, Elon, buy Twitter and remove their blue check marks. Then they'll no longer be convinced their opinions on anything is more valid. I want to see the generation that destroyed 2,000 years of history by advocating for immigrations, free social welfare, indoctrination of children, for virtue signaling points destroyed. When you mention Elon Musk taking away their blue check marks, you know what I think would actually be the best case scenario here is if he took blue check marks from everybody, because I am sick and tired of people having this false sense of importance because they have a check mark by their name. And this goes along with all social media. And I will say this, even as a person with a blue check mark on every single social media, except for Twitter, I don't like them. Okay. Now, when they're offered to my channels or accounts, yes, I take them, because given the current climate, is a good business move to have. But do I like the concept of it? No, I don't. I think social media should be at a point where everybody should be taken to the same degree of seriousness, whether now this is going to depend on certain stuff, because if you look at something like, okay, let's say Jerome Bettis tweets something about NFL football versus some random Joe on the street. Well, obviously, you're going to want to take Jerome Bettis a little more serious, knowing that his experience. But other than that, those cases and things of that nature, and even then, I don't even think a blue check mark is necessary. But other than that, I think that as a general principle, we shouldn't be esteeming certain people beyond others, especially when it comes to activism and things of the like. Because a lot of activism is simply virtue signaling, and it's just a means for people to feel more superior than others. And in most cases with activism, it's not the same as somebody who it's like, oh, okay, this person knows what's up about football because they've been playing because they played professionally for 15 years. Or this person is an expert on video game programming because they've programmed for this many years or that many years. When it comes to activism, yeah, we all have our own lived experiences, and so there are certain things that may apply more to said individual. But as a whole, social issues and things like that is such a subjective type discussion. When it comes to morality, there is no clear-cut exact path on many things. Okay? Now, you got some people like myself where I look to the Bible for a lot of things, for most things when it comes to morality. But I am not the type of person that is going to expect every single person in the world to agree with me on the Bible, okay? I'm not going to make myself an authority over everybody else simply because I believe in the Bible. Because there's people who don't, and I am not about forcing my beliefs on anybody else. So that being said, this whole thing of everybody on Twitter thinking they have to be an activist, and the blue check marks all thinking they have to be an activist, and not only that, but telling everybody else on the internet that if you have a platform, you have to be an activist, it's bullcrap. It's all just for points and circle jerking and all that kind of crap, especially when the people who say these things don't believe in letting people be activists for causes that they disagree with or having nuanced opinions that they don't align with. They basically just want to sound everyone else to be their own sounding board to perpetuate their own beliefs and to validate them on their own beliefs. It's absolutely gotten absurd. All right, so let me go ahead and pick today's verse of the day. I picked Jeremiah 32:27 because it's just like a mic drop moment, in my opinion. I freaking love it. Where it says, "Behold, I am the Lord, the God of all flesh. Is anything too hard for me?" I love this because the way that I interpret it is just like, dude, seriously? Really, bro? You're going to sit here and stress about this, that, or the other? You're going to sit here and cry about this, that, or the other? Like, when you could just turn to me? Is anything too hard for me, dude? I created you. I created the universe. I created the heavens and the earth. I created everything within it. Bro, is this too hard for me, dude? Come on now. I love it. I freaking love it. So, anyway, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I will see you all tomorrow. And in the meantime, go boom.